Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Leaders of the Brics nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are due to open a summit in Johannesburg on Tuesday, where they will weigh expanded membership as some members push to forge the bloc into a counterweight to the West. Heightened global tensions provoked by the Ukraine war and a growing rivalry between China and the United States have added urgency to a drive to strengthen the bloc, which has at times suffered from internal divisions and a lack of coherent vision. In quote, an expanded Brics will represent a diverse group of nations with different political systems that share a common desire to have a more balanced global order, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa said in an address ahead of the meetings. Boosting the use of member state local currencies is also on the agenda. South African summit organizers, however, say there will be no discussions of a BRICS currency, an idea floated by Brazil earlier this year as an alternative to dollar dependence. Ramaphosa will host Chinese President Xi Jinping, Brazil's Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi from August 22nd to 24th. Russian President Vladimir Putin, wanted under an international arrest warrant for alleged war crimes in Ukraine, will not travel to South Africa and instead join virtually. Japan said on Tuesday it will start releasing more than 1 million metric tons of treated radioactive water from the wrecked Fukushima nuclear power plant on August 24th, putting into motion a plan that has drawn strong criticism from China. The plan, approved 2 years ago by the Japanese government as crucial to decommissioning the plant operated by Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, has also faced criticism from local fishing groups who fear reputational damage and a threat to their livelihood. The announcement comes a day after the government said it had won a degree of understanding from the fishing industry over the release of the water, even as a fishing group said it still feared the reputational damage would ruin livelihoods. The first batch of water that will be released starting Thursday will total 7,800 cubic meters over about 17 days, TEPCO said at a briefing held Tuesday. That water will contain about 190 becquerels of tritium per liter, below the World Health Organization drinking limit of 10,000 becquerels per liter. According to TEPCO, a becquerel is a unit of radioactivity. Thailand's former premier, Thaksin Shinawatra, on Tuesday set foot on home soil for the first time since 2008, returning from self-exile to a Bangkok jail just hours before his allies attempt to form a government after weeks of political deadlock. Thaksin, the billionaire figurehead of the populist juggernaut Pheu Thai party, fled abroad 15 years ago before he was jailed in absentia for abuse of power 2 years after the military overthrew him and accused him of corruption and disloyalty to the powerful monarchy, which he denied. Thaksin appeared briefly with family members at a private jet terminal at Bangkok's Don Mueang Airport, smiling and waving to hundreds of ecstatic supporters before he was escorted by police to the Supreme Court, then to a prison to serve a term of 8 years. As he emerged from the airport wearing a black suit, red tie, and yellow lapel pin, bearing a royal insignia, Thaksin bowed to the crowd in a traditional white greeting before kneeling to pay respect before a portrait of the king and queen. Under heavy security, Thaksin was taken to a Bangkok remand prison where officials said his health would be monitored closely due to existing issues with his spine, heart and lungs. Former US President Donald Trump plans to surrender on Thursday in Atlanta in connection with his indictment in Georgia on charges he sought to overturn his 2020 election loss in the state, he said on social media on Monday. In quote, "I will be going to Atlanta, Georgia on Thursday to be arrested." Trump, who is running for re-election in 2024, said on his Truth Social platform he described the indictment as a politically motivated effort to derail his re-election campaign. Newsmen earlier reported that Trump planned to turn himself in at the 14-county jail in Atlanta on Thursday. The date was set during negotiations between Trump's lawyers and the 14-county district attorney's office on Monday over Trump's consent bond and release conditions in a 98-page Georgia indictment revealed last week. Trump and 18 other defendants were charged with a total of 41 criminal counts in connection with effort to reverse his defeat in the state's 2020 election. John Eastman, Trump's former personal lawyer, who has also been indicted in the Georgia case, plans to surrender to 14 county authorities on Wednesday. A court filing showed on Monday Eastman had reached a $100,000 bond agreement with 14 county district attorney Penny Willis earlier on Monday. Cambodia's National Assembly has officially elected the eldest son of outgoing Premier Hun Sen to be the country's new Prime Minister, a transition of power likened by some to a Southeast Asian version of North Korea's dynastic leadership. Hun Manet, aged 45, a four-star general in Cambodia's military, was elected by all 123 members of Cambodia's lower house of parliament who were present for the vote on Tuesday. Hun Sen announced that his son would replace him as prime minister shortly after claiming victory for his party in widely criticized national elections last month that excluded any serious electoral competition. All but 5 of the 125 seats were won by members of his Cambodian People's Party, CPP. A plethora of other ruling party officials will also move aside to make way for children and other relatives to step into their shoes in other government offices. Hun Manet now has the Prime Minister's title, but Hun Sen will remain very much at the center of power and politics in Cambodia, symbolically and literally, according to observers and the political opposition. That is the size of top accurate global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Tuesday!